Hi everyone, Petrik here. Today I'm back with another book review, and today, of course, I'll be reviewing one of the most popular book right now, one of the most popular series going on right now, and it is Dungeon Crawler Call by Matt Dinniman. I would just call this Dungeon Call, okay, because it's just so much easier for me to actually pronounce this. But anyway, for those of you who don't know about this series, for the past few years, Dungeon Call has been incredibly popular, and well, the praises towards this series has been absolutely insane. And I'm really glad that I finally, after saying this for like 2 years, I finally got the time to tackle the first book in the series, Dungeon Crawler Call. But is this really the best lit RPG ever? Because that's what I constantly hear about this series. And I think for now I will reserve my judgment, because when it comes to series like lit RPG and also progression fantasy, I like to always think that the first book or the first two books will be the weakest of the entire series. That's my perception and also my history with the subgenre anyway. And also I don't usually call myself a fan of reading lit RPG novels. I tend to prefer playing video games, playing the games instead. But if you don't know what lit RPG is, it is basically, well, video game mechanism, like literal video game mechanism in your book. So you will see the characters have this menu about their levels, about their power up, and all that. It is very similar to progression fantasy. The series will revolve around character leveling up, and this one is not an exception to that. The series revolves around Carl and also his cat, well, his ex's cat, Donut. And Donut is easily the best of the novel for me. I think the book is a riot, it is fun, and the premise is about this apocalypse that suddenly happens, and it basically kills every single citizens in the planet Earth, unless they were outside of a building during the apocalypse event. And Carl and also Donut apparently were outside during the apocalypse situation. And after that, an entrance to a dungeon appeared, and they entered the dungeon. This dungeon will be comprised of 18 levels, full of traps and enemies. And on top of this, both of them, well, every participants of the dungeon, they have to actually entertain. They have to kill the enemies in the most entertaining way as possible, to entertain the viewers across the universe. Yeah, that's basically the gist of the first novel here. And yeah, as I mentioned, you will see Carl leveling up, and this is very common in many lit RPG novels. It's essentially the main goal of the main characters in many lit RPG series. The characters want to level up, want to get stronger. And from the first book, what separates a Dungeon Crawler Call from many other books in the genre that RPG, is that these characters, especially of course Carl and Donut, they have more hearts. They have more personality compared to a lot of other characters, even compared to Linden. Yeah, that's what I said. Linden from Cradle. That's a progression of fantasy, but I did not connect with Linden until like the sixth book of the series, the sixth book of Cradle, because until then, all his motivations revolves around, I want to level up, I want to level up, I want to become stronger, I want to become stronger, and that's pretty much it. And I think just from the first book, I can already tell that Carl, Donut, and even the other supporting characters have more personality compared to characters like Linden. I'm just using Linden as an example here because Cradle was incredibly popular. I think it is still popular to this day, but I haven't heard of many people talk about this series to date. So, about this one, there were a lot of video game mechanisms, and as an avid video game players, many of these mechanisms, such as boss battle and also the fight banners and all that, they feel very familiar to me. The leveling up system, the menus and the mana, the magic, and yeah, all of those feels familiar to me. But for now, I still think that the stakes were not that high yet. I hope it will get so much higher later on. But more importantly, I hope the characterizations will be explored much further. And I think I will get that in the later books. I'm quite confident about it. But for now, I'm not sure whether it is right to call this one the best lit RPG series yet. But again, I'm still only in the first book of the series. And I will definitely continue with reading the series, at the very least up to the third book, and see how I feel about it. For now though, I will be giving this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars rating. I think it is good, it is enjoyable, and definitely made me laugh plenty of times. I think Donut is an absolute riot, and I just love reading Carl's interaction with Donut. And let's see whether the later books will improve upon this. But if you have read this series, do let me know. Which books is the best one in the entire series, and do you think this is indeed the best lit RPG series ever? I think there were some misconceptions saying that if you have read Dungeon Carl, then you will really love a series that were inspired by it, such as Solo Leveling and also Omniscient Reader. That is factually not true, considering that these two, basically Solo Leveling in particular, definitely popularized the lit RPG genre, even though it is published in Korea. The manhwa was just so explosive in popularity, and now there's an anime as well. The webtoon was amazing. The light novels, all of them were well praised. And of course, Omniscient Reader, some even consider that better than Solo Leveling. But these two are, in my opinion, the two lit RPG series that definitely popularized the genre. And they were published before Dungeon Carl. So it is not right to say that this one inspired these two series. If Dungeon Carl is inspired by these two, then it is probably correct. And again, I just want to say that because it felt really weird seeing people saying that this inspired books that were published before the release of Dungeon Carl, unless they can actually time travel, unless Matt Dinniman can actually time travel. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my short review on Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I enjoyed reading the actions. They were really fun, and some were really bonkers. The entire book is really bonkers, really. But for now, I'm curious to find out whether the later books will be much better to the first book or not. But again, to conclude this review, I'm giving this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars rating. But let me know what you think about this book if you have read it. Do you think this is the best book in the entire series, or maybe one of the weakest book in the entire series? And yeah, that's pretty much it from me today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.